Now the accounting terms in continuation. So there are two types of stock. One is your opening stock and the second is the closing stock. Now the opening stock, it refers to the goods lying unsold at the beginning of the accounting year, साल के शुरू में. Closing stock, it is the amount of the goods lying unsold with the business at the end of the accounting year. Closing stock of current year becomes the opening stock of the next year. A stock is classified in the balance sheet under the head current assets. It is always valued at cost price or the market price, whichever is less, as per the principle of prudence or the principle of conservatism. In case of manufacturing enterprises, the opening and closing stocks can be classified into the three types. The first one is stock of raw material. It is the stock of raw material purchased, lying unused for production purpose. For example, crude iron in the utensils industry. Then work in progress. It is the stock of unfinished goods which are still in progress and not yet completed. Then the stock of finished goods. It is the stock of goods which are being completed and are ready to be sold in the market. It is called as a stock of finished goods. Then the 24th accounting term is trade receivables. The term trade receivables has been used in the revised Schedule 6 of the Companies Act 1956 to represent both debtors and bill receivables. So both the debtors and the bill receivables, they are taken together and are called as trade receivables, and this has been defined as per revised Schedule 6 of the Companies Act 1956. Trade receivables are those persons or firms to whom either goods have been sold on credit or services have been rendered on credit, or they have agreed in writing to pay the specified amount at a future date to the seller of goods or services. It should be better to know both debtors and bill receivables separately. So these trade receivables are the firms or the persons or any commitment in writing by a firm to the other firm that a specific amount is going to be paid by the latter to the former. Now, debtors, the persons or firms to whom goods have been sold on credit or services have been rendered on credit are called debtors. Till they have discharged their obligations towards the firm, the amount due towards them will always be called as debtors. Debtors are shown in the balance sheet on the asset side under the head current assets. Then bill receivables. A bill of exchange is written by the seller of the goods on the buyer of the goods, directing the latter to pay the specified amount at a future date. So it is a written document which is prepared by the seller on the purchaser, and it is directing the purchaser to pay a certain amount on a future date. A bill of exchange becomes bill receivable for the seller of goods or services called drawer, and the person who made the goods, that is the seller, he is called as the drawer after getting acceptance of the buyer of goods called drawing. And the person who is giving the acceptance to the bill, who is agreeing that he will pay and signing the bill prepared by the seller is called the drawing. Bill receivables are shown on the asset side of the balance sheet under the head current assets. Then trade payables. The term trade payables has been used for the first time in the revised Schedule 6 to the Companies Act 1956 to represent both creditors and bills payable. So in trade payables, both the creditors and the bills payables are taken together, and they have been defined or has been termed as trade payables as per the revised Schedule 6 to the Companies Act 1956. Payables are the persons or firms from whom we have either purchased goods or procured services on credit, or we have accepted in writing to pay the specified amount at a future date to the seller of the goods, services, or to his order. So in case of payables, trade payables, they are the persons from whom we have either purchased goods on credit, or the firms from whom we have purchased the goods on credits, or we have taken some services on credit, or we have accepted in writing that on their order we are going to pay them something in future date. It would be better to understand both the terms, that is creditors and bills payable, separately. Creditors are persons or firms from whom we have purchased goods or procured services on credit. They will continue to remain our creditors till we clear their account by making the payment. So the persons or firms from whom we have purchased goods or we have taken services on credit, and they will remain as our creditors till the amount due on them are cleared by us. Creditors are shown on the liability side of balance sheet under the head current liabilities. Then bills payable. The buyers of goods or services who accept the bill of exchange drawn by seller of goods become drawee of the bill. On the acceptance of the bill of exchange, it becomes bills payable for the buyer, called drawee, of goods or services. Bills payable are shown on the liability side of the balance sheet under head current liabilities. So bills payable, all those bills that have been accepted by the person called the drawee, which have been drawn by the seller of the goods called the drawer, to pay a certain amount of money on a specified date in the future, is called the bills payable. Bills payable is shown in the balance sheet on the liability side under the head current liabilities. Then proprietor. Proprietor is a person who makes investments in the business. He manages the business and is responsible of all risks connected with the business. So the owner of the business is called as the proprietor. He will invest the initial capital, he will manage the business, and he will be responsible to bear all the risks involved with the business. And in consideration of the risk bearing, he gets the profit. Proprietor is considered distinct from the business entity, so capital invested by him is considered as internal liability of the